This meeting is being recorded.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay. And I don't want credit for the prayer. That's Fatima Masala. Okay. Today, more than ever, I find myself in the hands of God. This is what I have wanted all my life from my youth, to serve, to contribute, and to make a difference. Today, I enter into the consciousness of abundance and plenty. I know that everything I do will prosper. I know that every demand I make upon the universe will be honored. What I want wants me to. What I desire is moving towards me. Today, I expect success in everything I do. Today and every day, I show up for myself with unconditional love. I show up for all the people whom I am called to serve. Today is a very important day, as someone's life will be touched because I show up for them. I'm happy to challenge myself this way, to give up something I prefer in exchange for something else, more magnificent and meaningful than my comfort. This is how leaders are made, and I am one great leader. The world needs me more than ever, and I choose to do this for the world. So help me, God.
That's beautiful.
Love it.
Thank you for sharing that.
It's really heartfelt, and I really, really like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Napoleon Hill prayer, that's also a good one. I found the long version because I only had the short version.
The other one that I read is the Promise.
Yeah.
Christian D. Larson.
Christian D. Larson. So
Mhm. Yeah, they touch you in a good way, and it's all about discipline. Are we? Oh, you got it. I was going to say, are we the only ones today? No.
Hey.
Good morning, Laura.
Morning.
Good morning, Laura.
Good morning, Liliana.
Look at that smile.
Good morning, Sharon. Hey,
Hi, Sharon.
the thing of it is too, though, Elke, it's like when you brought that to our attention, it made me go back and look. There's the Christian D. Larson, but I really appreciate you, ringing that bell, because the self-confidence and self-discipline formula, it like brings it back to it brings my focus back. And I really appreciate that, because every day we would read it and we would sign it. And I really appreciate, you chiming that into the group. That helps. It helps me, and I know it helps the group anyway. But yeah, I love that. Well, Liliana,
I started
okay,
writing. I started signing the back of it because once in self-discipline camp, Cleona had said, "So how many times have you done this? Like it doesn't just happen instantly." And I'm like, I don't know how many times I've done it. And then I just started signing every time so that I could see, so it would reinforce I could do this. I could do this. So it was my auto motivation to just do that.
it's good stuff. It's really good. Well, Liliana, I'm gonna let the floor be yours,
Okay.
and we'll let people in as they come. And the floor is now yours, young lady.
Okay, so we'll go to share. My screen is cloudy, but I don't know what to tell you. That's how it is. It is what it is. We make it cloudy or clear, right? Okay. Okay, here we go. This is where we stopped the last time. Oh, better stop my music. Okay, so Neville got her with the feeling. That's where we stopped. So we'll read it really quick. So do not be distracted by delay. Delay is not denial. It's the only time it takes. It is only the time it takes for your inner assumption to harden into a fact. Your role is not to figure out how it will happen, but to remain faithful to the state of already having received. So going back to that, and faith is about emotion. We create it with emotion. Repetition creates emotion and makes our faith grow. So it's like saying, when you plant the seed in the ground and you water it, you don't go and check it out every day, dig it up, look it up, and see if it's starting to sprout. We don't do that. You just have the faith. And the acorn takes 5 years, they said? And something else takes, this is where we stopped the last time. So the faith is you just water it, drop it in, assume the feeling of having achieved it, and let it go. It's there. It's done. So belief is not magic. It's agreement with the spirit. And the spirit never lies. So if you had that inspiration, if you had that picture in your mind, it's your inner self that wants you to achieve it. And you have to trust it because it knows better than we do. We tend to discount ourselves. That's why those prayers are so powerful, because it brings back the power that we have in us, that we seem to discount ourselves. That's why we need that self-confidence formula. That's why these things are really helpful, because it puts back the power in our hands, because really that's what it is. So many people wait for proof before believing, but faith reverses that order. You have to believe before you have proof, because the proof is coming. If it was in your mind, it's coming. So you have to become internally convinced first. And when it becomes internally convinced, your posture changes, your decision shift, your confidence shift, because it's an inner knowing, and you're feeding it every day with the emotions of repetition, and with the emotion to know that you're going to achieve what you want. So it's becoming the version of myself for whom the result is inevitable. And faith is not waiting for proof, it's becoming the proof. And it also becomes a challenge, because it pushes us to go the extra step. See, like I was telling you with the restaurant, when I said, we were closing 2 weeks, and then we went to a month, and then we went to 2 months, and then we went to 3 months. It's like challenging with yourself. If I can jump 20 inches, maybe I can jump 40 inches, and maybe I can jump 50 inches, and maybe I can jump. So it's like you challenging yourself. And that's what Bob Proctor referred to as stretching. You have to stretch. You have to do something you never did in order to achieve what you want. You got to do something you've never done, right? That's exactly what it is. So belief is not it's agreement with the spirit. So if you were shown the vision, it's already done in the unseen. And you're not imagining it. You're remembering who you are. Don't forget the red. Let it impress in your subconscious. So belief is not superstition, it's alignment. And when I believe something inspired within me, I am agreeing with spirit. Spirit does not lie, does not show you something impossible. If the vision stretches you behind your current condition, it did not originate from fear. What's the opposite of fear? Faith. Belief is not creating the promise. Belief is agreeing with that. And faith is the courage to agree. So it's like it becomes your commitment, your pact. This is not magic, but it acts like magic, but it's faith builds with your belief. Everything starts from your belief. So you were never meant to struggle to become what you already are. Faith reveals what was always prepared for you. Each one of us has a mission. Some people go on in life and never know what what they're here for, who they are, or they face life day by day like a cork in the ocean. You know, they just let it go, let it be. I mean, it's okay to live that way because it's all experiences. You know, if you look at it that way, we're here to experience happiness, but we're also here to experience pain. We are just the spectators, but we need to have our input into it. So things create from the inside out. So you have to put order inside of you in order to reflect the outside of you, because it's all a mirror. Reality is a mirror of what's going on inside. So we always got to keep that in perspective. We can't just say, you know, this is what I want, so everything is going to come to you stems from what I want. So we have to be the spectator and overcome the obstacles, because they're part of the image that I'm going to become in order to achieve what I want. So, but when you put this in perspective, you live life in a different way, in my opinion, of course. So already, so it's already done, because you plant it in the ground, right? You planted the seed in the ground, you water every day, you're doing your self-confidence formula, you're doing your signature, you're doing your pact, and then you can go on in life and you know it's done, because that was the pact with yourself. So everything is just twice, first in the unseen, then in the seen. So when you receive a vision, which is your want, you're not inventing something from nothing. You're perceiving something because already exists behind the physical evidence. So it wouldn't come to mind. You wouldn't have thought of it if it wasn't already that seed in you. So faith is the alignment with what is already prepared for you. And you're not imagining, you're remembering. And faith allows you to stand in that knowing without visible confirmation. You know, it's that emotion. You just got to wear, it's like wearing a coat and feeling like $1 million. See, I'm not saying a mink coat because, you know, I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat animals. Excuse me. But like something of value and feeling like, you know, $1 million. So faith gives you, it's that feeling you got to get that you're going to achieve what you want, because it came to mind. You're wiring every day. You're doing all the steps. You're learning as it goes. So you're doing all the steps necessary that is going to put you there. And then you take your coat off, but you're still going to have that feeling, because the emotion is what creates and feeds the faith. So faith in action is acts before reassurance. Yes, struggle is resistance. And I said that. Yes, right. Okay, struggle. Life responds to belief. So if you don't believe it, you can forget it. You know, if you don't believe you're capable of, you're not going to achieve it. You have to believe it. So if there is anything in the way, these paradigms, they have to be removed. Because it's the only thing that keeps you from achieving what you want is that limited beliefs. So once you uncover those, these are the weeds as you water, because when you water, you're watering the whole thing. So as the weeds come out, you take them out one at a time, but you continue to water that field. You continue to water that thing. You continue to sign your self-confidence formula. You continue to do all the steps, but you got to keep an eye on the weeds. You got to keep an eye on the obstacles. You got to keep an eye on everything. You know, so I'm building a picture in your mind because we think in pictures. So in my mind, it helps me to remember things, because it's like I'm building a picture for me, and I like to build the picture for others, because we remember better when it's a picture than it is to remember the words that we read. So everything is just twice, we say that. Now struggle is resistance to identity. And we tend to discount ourselves. And that's where the struggle comes. But again, if it came to your mind, it's a possible thing for you to achieve, even if it seems unreal, you are capable of. So the struggle is within you because your spirit wants to come out, wants to show you who you really are. So you have to trust it and you have to feed it. And once in a while, you put some fertilizer in that water, but still keep an eye on this paradigms, on the weeds. Take them out, pull them out. So when you fight to become something, you imply that you're separate from it. But faith says something different. If the desire is inside of you, if the calling is inside of you, then it's aligned with who you already are becoming. Not just you are, becoming. So you're becoming better each and every day. You were not designed to chase destiny, and you were designed to align with its faith. Yeah, there's a motivator, an Italian motivator that I follow. I mean, that guy's fantastic. But he says, you were not created to be part of the furniture. You're created to stand up. So you got to be that piece of furniture, special piece of furniture that goes in the center of the room, and everybody looks at everything else, but they don't pay attention. They pay attention to that piece of furniture that is you. So we have to bring the best of us for us and for the world. So you were designed to align with that in faith, and you do not struggle to become what you already are. You agree, you align, and you walk forward. You just gotta have that confidence in you. And life responds to belief. So we started with the belief, we end with the belief. Because belief is to become. So one more slide, and then we'll start talking. So in closing, faith is a habit of thought. So we keep on worrying, knowing that it's going to happen. We don't know if it's going to take a day. We don't know if it's going to take a month. And it's all a matter of divine time and how bad and how strong we want it. So we have to believe to become, and faith is action. It's a knowing, and it's a reassurance that it's going to happen. Just no doubt about it. So which belief are you feeding daily? The doubt or the knowing? Because it's all within us. It's all within our power. That's how it is. We decide what it is. Okay, well, it's a quick one. So let's talk. So who wants to give an input? Hi, Nick. Nice meeting you.
Well, Liana, I thought that was great. My thing is the struggle, pulling weeds daily. For me, sometimes I can focus on one weed and I get focused on that one weed while there's another one growing up over here. How is it that you can, I don't want to say control your focus, but how is it that you can maintain your focus?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. Okay. We are here to live in the moment. Remember when you get in the car? When you first learn to drive? I learned to drive in Italy, shift. Okay? So you get on it, you check this mirror, check that mirror, you check that mirror, you check this, you check that, and then what are you gonna do? Oh, I gotta go in first, I gotta do this, I gotta push the clutch, I gotta do the right? Now, with repetition, you can drive. I can drive with my eyes closed. The cart takes me just wherever it is. That's a feeling you gotta get in order to reach what you want. So if you keep that in contest and say, the faith is to know that with repetition, you were able to connect to your subconscious. And that's where spirit resides. That's where your wants resides. You have to bypass the logic. You have to bypass everything. You cannot think about what's 2 curves ahead or a mile behind. You have to live this moment. So if you live this moment, you're not thinking about, you got to go to work in 5 minutes. And you're not thinking about what happened yesterday. So those are the points of stress. Thinking about yesterday and thinking about the future. Time. There's no time. It's divine time. So if you want to reach that stage of the seed, every obstacle is part of the furniture. It's part of your challenge, your experiences. You have to experience each and every stress as the necessary step to reach what you want. Yes, it is hard, but if you start training your mind for 1 month, let's say you train your mind for a month of turning to positive, anything negative that comes to mind. Mm-hmm. And then automatically your mind gets on positive mental attitude that Napoleon Hill talks about. The positive mental attitude is not, what if it turns this way? What if this happened? No, it's a knowing, it's a faith, a knowing that it's going to be okay. Because we decide, it's our belief, right? So we decide, is it going to be bad? A bad experience? Is it going to be a good experience? See, it's a matter of seeing things in a different perspective. That's all. So just do a month. See, the problem was that we are trained to solve problems by thinking of the problem. But in reality, you can solve a problem by thinking of a solution. And how are you going to think of the solution? By reversing the problem think about how you want to see it. So that it's a matter of changing perspective within us, because reality is a mirror of what's going on inside. So if it's a mirror of what's going on inside, then we keep on thinking, my tires went bad, my husband needed surgery, my thing and this, and who's going to watch the dog while I'm in the hospital? Why did this? I'll be crashing. And once I crash, who's going to take care of my husband? Who's going to take care of my dog, right? So I'm not here crying. Internally turning every negative into a positive, because that's how I keep the place going, because I'm giving hope and I'm doing my best, and that is my spot in the world, right?
Correct.
Practice just 1 week, and then if you can do 1 week, do 1 month. But positive mental attitude is turn every negative that's going on in your head into a positive.
Rob, the other thing that helps me is naming the weed. Like, I feel like it kind of disarms it a little bit. So like even yesterday with that vision board class that I taught, like I've been a corporate trainer. I mean, I know how to do a class. And I had like doubt and fear, like what if nobody shows up? What if I don't do a good job?
Well,
and like my kids were like, what? This is like what you do. Like they were like, take a chill pill, Mom. And I realized, oh my gosh, it's just doubt and fear creeping in. What the hell? Pull it out. Go rock it out, but it's just like if I name it, it seems to disarm it a little bit more. Right. And then, if I tie it to a ghost of fear that Napoleon Hill talks about, you can maybe say like, you can dig a little deeper, like, why does that one keep coming back? But I don't need to fear that. It's just my mind's making a bigger deal about it than it really is.
Or just knowing that, it's going to come, that fear is going to come. But it's there to show you who you really are.
Yeah, I called it my humanness yesterday. Like that's my humanness coming out. Like, and that's just how humans are. But now I also have my mind that tell me that everything's safe.
Right. And you conquered once. How did it go? It was great.
Yeah.
See. what Jesus said, men of no faith. I know how to say in Italian, it doesn't come to me in English. You men of low faith or no faith, it's something you say to
Ye of little faith.
Yeah, so it's like everything is there to support us mentally, physically, and everything else. It's just that we think about what's going to happen in 10 minutes, what's going to happen in 2 miles, what happened 5 kilometers back, right? That's why we suffer.
Mhm.
But if we do right now, here I am right now. I'm drinking my espresso. I'm talking to friends. It puts you in a different mood for the day. So what are you going to reflect outside of you today when you go out? You're going to reflect your feeling of today. Yes, Nick? You want to say something?
Yes. Good morning. Good morning. So I have a comment on what you had said. Some things, some huge things happened to me this weekend. So I was able to experience. I was able to have an experience on Friday afternoon, and from all my studying and from what I've been focusing on and learning, I chose to observe the experience that I had. And so when I say observe, like so Friday was a pretty good day, was a pretty big day for us. But so I woke up with no laziness. I woke right out of bed. I knew I had something going on that day. So what Bob Proctor says is very true. He says you match the frequency of that what you want, and there could be no other way to get it. Like there's nothing stopping it. So what I learned Friday was a normal day. People got up, they went to work. People went to school, or kids went to school.
Mm-hmm.
People still took lunch breaks.
Mm-hmm.
We even heard of a couple of car accidents. It was a normal day.
Exactly. Because
But
everybody's on a different path.
But not only was it a normal day, everyone and I shared this with Jody often, that today there's going to be an individual or many individuals who earn $100,000 today.
Mm-hmm.
It's a normal day. Bob Proctor says we have to match that frequency of that what we want. Am I acting as that person? Am I speaking as that person? Am I waking up with the same intensity? It's an inner feeling.
Right, exactly. That's we're just spectators. Why? Because we planted the seed. We planted the seed. We water it every day. We have the trust. We have the faith. We're living in the meantime, and we're living means everything that is not what you achieve is who you become on the way to achieve. That's what Bob Proctor said, right?
Yeah.
Who do you become on the way to achieve what you want?
And so it's all seeing all things in another perspective.
Exactly.
Since nature doesn't change, the sun's about to come up over here. But once we see things in a different perspective, then we're observing more.
It's a perception.
Even though it's there. Yeah.
Right. Yes, Laura. The perception has to change. It's our perception, our view. It is what it is. We make it good or bad. It's up to us. But if we have that faith that it's happening for us, and then you're going to see in a positive way. Okay, Laura, you raise your hand.
So I'm going to be vulnerable and just ask for some real practical help right now. So I did had my taxes done yesterday. Not looking great for me. Really not looking wonderful. So I need, because I know I got into the weeds, like freak out moment of where's that going to come from, by April 15th? So I could use some really practical suggestions of how to not go down that death spiral of, oh my gosh, where's it going to come from and all that. I know I keep telling myself logically, I know it's going to work out. Everything's going to work out. But on the inside, I am lack of a better way, I'm a total mess, trying to figure out how am I gonna, we talk about being in the moment, but then you have this big thing, this big monster that you're oh, how am I see it, it's right there. So, I would love just some practical steps. I heard what you said about every negative turn into a positive. So I'm okay, starting right now today, I'm turning this into a positive. But if someone could give me some practical, I'm a very tell me what to do when I'm in this state of mind. So I would really love some practical steps.
Okay. I'm talking about what I do in moments like this. Okay. Because we're not all the same. So everybody raise your hand. Okay. So it comes a moment where we doubt ourselves, which is normal. It's part of being human. We're not superhuman yet. We're not Wonder Woman yet, but we're on the way to achieve there. So just by pulling from everybody that we study, at least I know that I studied, Bob would say, put it on paper, let it get out of you. Why? Because when it's in you, it's releasing these hormones that make you feel panicky, make you feel happy, right? So you put it on paper, so it's out of you. And you set it on the table, and then you go sit at that spot and say, what would Napoleon Hill do in a case like this? I mean, it takes 5 minutes, it takes 10 minutes, but it takes your mind out of that thing for long enough to change the chemistry inside of you. Because we are chemistry. We're a combination of what we eat, what we drink, what we think, what we wear, what laundry soap we use. Believe it or not, those things affect our thoughts. Okay? And it's all coming out. Hyperactivity due to the color red and so on. So this is one thing that can be done. In the meantime, 5 minutes went by, 10 minutes went by. You already see things is not obstacles, but it's opportunity to grow. Because what was important to you a week ago is not important to you today. And you have to keep that in perspective. Our mind, you don't think about, it was so bad last week. And today is things work themselves out. We're the ones who attach the remembrance of that was so bad, and you carry it with you. So there's a lot of things that this is where we got to apply the logic, because our subconscious knows. It's a logic that interferes when we feel despair, when we think that we're not capable of handling it, and then when we think we're not capable of handling it, we're going to handle it the wrong way because we doubt ourselves. We're forgetting who we are. It's a matter of seeing things from a different perspective. And keep in mind the chemistry that we carry in us. Believe it or not, so many people are not aware of that. Certain things we drink, certain things we eat, certain things we put on food. The weeds, like Laura said, some of my weeds are overwhelming, right? Well, it's the wrong fertilizer, something in the water. You know what I mean? It's the chemistry in us affects the way we think, affects the way we act, affects how we feel, throws off the balance of our system, which affects the way we think, a judgment. And that's one thing that people don't pay attention to, but it's really, really, really important, really important. Your dreams from the night before, and you get up and you crab and you don't even know why. Where were you when you were dreaming? See, we have to acknowledge this every day within ourselves. And keep in perspective that it's not permanent. It's not permanent. Just go get a rebounding trampoline like Tony Robbins does. Go jump up and down for 10 minutes, and the chemistry in you is going to change. So there's a lot of steps that can be done. It doesn't mean it's going to fix your problem, but it's going to change the way you see it. And when it changes the way you see it, you're going to face it in a different way.
I think that's really good advice. It's like you got to change your perspective.
Exactly.
I had a similar situation a couple years ago, and I panicked and got scared. I was like, it was 20 grand. How am I going to pay? And I'm not an entrepreneur like you and Elke. Like something happened where it was off, so it shouldn't have been like that. And so I guess if I was an entrepreneur, I would first like look at like what can I learn from it? Like work with a professional, fix it for next year. I looked at it as, okay, I'm a businesswoman. This is just another business problem to solve. This is not a tragedy. I'm capable.
Mm-hmm.
I will figure this out. And then I met with a professional, and this is what worked for me. Like this, I also prayed about it. I needed to surrender it. And then when I met with a financial provider, we decided to switch over some of my life insurance to a different company. And when I did that, the cash out was 20 grand. It was weird. It was the same number. And I didn't even tell him about the taxes, so it just kind of worked out. But I think I wanted to, pray about it, surrender it, and then be like, I know I'm smart enough to figure this out. And then I got to build a system that helps me so I'm not in this position again. And I think, I don't know you super well, Laura, but I feel like, you help people, and Elke is a marketing. And so sometimes we got to bring in people that know that stuff better than we do. I'm a creative too. So
that's,
I don't do taxes.
mastermind.
I got to bring in a better person with that skill set.
Right. The mastermind.
Yes.
Correct.
Mastermind.
See, this is applying these lessons in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And also keep in perspective the conscious and the subconscious. The subconscious is all the solutions, but we get caught up with the conscious. And when we get caught up with the conscious, we judge them, always for the worst. And we have no thought, no actual solutions, because we panic, we fear, we're forgetting the faith. The faith is what unites the two. So the solution is there in us. We reflect what we think. So if we think, I cannot handle this, what are you going to get? More of it. So you got to take the mind long enough to release the logic that tells you're not capable of handling it. Who you think you are? What do you think you're doing? We got to remember who we are and face things from a different perspective, because the more we think of the negativity, the more it's going to come in our life during the day. No? There are challenges. I won't even tell you what's been happening to me in the last month and a half, especially the last 2 weeks. But here I am. Why? Because crying is going to bring bad feelings. And people around me need good feelings. And I cannot pour me, because it's going to get more of pour me. It's the mirror effect. We reflect what we think, we reflect what we are. It grows. What do you put your mind into grows. So keep all this stuff. Like Laura said, what do you do for real effect? Everything, dig up. Our mind digs up in everything that we study. And it will surface at the moment where we need it. You just got to have faith that that's how it is. So maybe Neville Goddard will help you in the situation. Maybe Bob Proctor, maybe Napoleon Hill, maybe Elke, maybe Rob. Maybe somebody will say that one word that will trigger the solution in you rather than panicking. Once you have the solution in you, you're going to reflect solution. You're going to be in the frequency like was it Nick?
Nick.
Nick said. you get into the frequency. How are you going to get into the frequency? Not in the negative state of mind. The frequency is, it came to my mind, I can achieve it, I'm going to get it, and it's a matter of time, and this is just a challenge for me today. Just show it to me. Show it to me, and I'm going to show to you that I can face it. That's it. That's what you got to wear when you go out that door.
Beautiful.
When you get out of bed.
Beautiful, Liliana. Once again, I greatly appreciate you. I know we're over time, and I want to respect everyone's time. So you guys, this Prosperity Council, it's coming together with a team of like elite coaches. This is what it's like. I surrendered, and next thing I know, Liliana's bringing forth her expertise. I'm just so thankful for everyone that's come on this call. Because it's like it's bringing so much value, not just to me, but every one of us on here. So you guys, I really appreciate you guys showing up. I want you guys to have a fantastic week. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in our WhatsApp group, because the conversation doesn't just stop because we're out of time.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're
Right.
here. We're here. Okay. So I greatly appreciate you guys. I'll send out a copy of this to the group and to those who didn't make it. So you guys, I want you to have a fantastic week, and we'll see you next Monday. All right.
Well, thank you guys, and I'm
Thank
teachable.
you.
Everything I teach is from experience, not just from the people I study.
Mhm. All right, you guys.
Thank you, Liliana. You're
Thank
amazing.
you.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you,
Have a
everyone.
good day.
you.
Good week.